Now, it's a radical political move and it's already strongly dividing public opinion. Labour has voted to, in effect, abolish private schools if they win the next general election. Delegates at the party conference in Brighton have backed a motion calling on the leadership to integrate all private schools into the state sector as part of its manifesto. Well, let's cross to our political correspondent, Lauren Moss, who's at the Brighton Centre for us now. And Lauren, a bit like Brexit, this matter really does get people hot under the collar, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed. But the motion was passed yesterday, which means parts of it, at least, are likely to be included in Labour's manifesto before a next general election campaign. Now, I'm joined by two people on opposite sides of the debate on this one. We've got Julie Robinson from the Independent Schools Council, and we have Holly Rigby from the Campaign Against Private Schools and a state secondary school teacher. And Julie, of course, you are a former private school head teacher as well in East Sussex. So, I mean, Holly, first, let's start with you. Would abolishing independent schools not basically take away a choice from parents? Does Labour have the right to do that?
So I'm a state school teacher. I work in one of the most deprived boroughs in London. And actually, a private school education is simply not a choice for the parents of the children that I teach. You know, elite private schools have fees of £40,000 a year. That is double the average salary of the parents of the children that I teach. So we have to really look at this and think this is not a choice for those people. And we have to say that actually a private school education is not like buying a car or a luxury holiday or a TV or something like that. It's something that confers privilege for the rest of that child's life, and we think that's fundamentally wrong, which is why we passed this motion. We're really delighted to have done so today.
Julie, how would you respond to that?
Well, actually, the UN Declaration of Human Rights does give parents the right to choose education for their children. So what this motion is doing is taking away that choice for those parents.
And the thing is, on this question of whether, you know, about the Declaration of Human Rights, Finland abolished private schools, and nobody thinks that Finland don't have human rights. In fact, they've got one of the best education systems in the world, and they're held up as a pinnacle of a very equal and socially just society. So I think this argument around human rights is slightly spurious.
There are a lot of legal questions around how this would be implemented, such as, you know, taking away property from private schools and redistributing that. But Julie, can I just come to you? I mean, surely the numbers talk. I mean, the social mobility charity, the Sutton Trust, says 42% of places at Oxford and Cambridge universities go to private school pupils. So doesn't that show that money talks in education?
Well, there is injustice across society and very much injustice across state schooling. But independent schools can be part of the solution to that in sharing that capital. So, as an example, in the entire borough of Newham in 2011, only 3 children got places at Oxford and Cambridge. But this year, 25 children are going to go to Oxford and Cambridge from one state school. That state school is London Academy of Excellence, which was founded and is sponsored by 6 private schools, including the school which they've been obsessing about across this conference this week.
Well, thank you both very much. We're going to have to leave it there, I'm afraid. But you know, there are well over 100 private schools across Kent, East Sussex and Surrey. And this is a debate that will be watched very closely, and a policy motion if it does come in over the coming months. And by no means is it the only one dividing opinion here today at the Labour Party conference. Of course, they have just passed the Brexit motion, voting in favour of Jeremy Corbyn's stance to stay neutral in the event of any second Brexit referendum. And that is the overall feeling of this conference. It's pretty heated and pretty polarising.
Indeed. Lauren, thank you.